Howdy peeps, and welcome back to the channel for whichever part it is now. I've lost count of the Nissan Tamiya, Calsonics Skyline GTR build. I've got a bit further ahead than I said I would do. Just getting carried away with building it because I'm enjoying it, and it's pretty much the one thing I've got on the go at the moment. Major thing I've got on the go, or thing that I can do things to regularly without waiting for stuff to dry now. So that's what I've been building. Anyway, where do we get to last time? Move the box lid out of shot. As we've already seen, the lower chassis was completely done. No change on that. It's just done and dusted. I have finished painting the front splitter up, so that's ready to go on when it's time. So the wheels are all primed in grey, but someone asked me, people have been asking about spraying white, so I'm going to do a separate video on how I spray white. It's easier. Decal on the rear wing, and most of the body decaled. I was intending to just do a few, and I got a bit carried away, and all there is left is that side now. The back's done, sides, roof, front, everything. So I'll pop that to one side slightly for the moment. We'll grab the instructions and we shall see which decals we want. Annoyingly, it only shows one side, but the decals I'm guessing are going to be the same both sides. So we'll start at the front, which is 22, 45, 31, 33. Some of the decal numbers on this decal sheet aren't right. It's calling out one number and then you look at it and go, that's totally different. So I'm generally going by what they look like rather than what it actually says as a number. Very rare for Tamiya to get that wrong, but they do on occasion. So there are actually some decals on this sheet that aren't used on this version. I've no idea why. So my decal water mug has been freshly topped up with nice warm water. Sorry for the non-native English speakers. Warm water. It's just a lazy English accent where we drop letters. Again, letters out of words that, you know, we know what we mean, and you know, native English speakers know what we mean, but I'm aware that perhaps more than a couple of people watching this won't be native English speakers, so I try to keep my enunciation more correct, just to make it easier to understand. I haven't got a strong accent. I'm not Liverpool, Birmingham, Scottish, Geordie. Heck, even Brits struggle to understand Scots and Geordies sometimes. And certain Belgians sometimes think they're from South Africa. That's an old joke from an old hangout. But yeah, it's an interesting, kind of tricky thing to do sometimes, trying to keep your enunciation correct, not dropping letters or perhaps using slang terms that might not necessarily be known outside of What the heck? I'm in Norfolk, as most of you are probably aware. Don't feel that bad for me. I actually enjoy Norfolk. It's a nice place. But if I were to say to you, oh look, a bishy barney bee, you'd look at me like, what the heck are you talking about, Sharp? What on earth is a bishy barney bee? That's the Norfolk for a ladybird or a ladybug. And try as you might, you do pick these things up. I've been fighting getting a Norfolk accent for what? Yeah, 30 years, so I think I've done quite well to keep this non-Norfolk as I have. I mean, I still can't drive a tractor, so you know it's always a good thing. Excuse me. One of the old Norfolk jokes is I can't read and I can't write, but I can drive a tractor. But not pronounced quite like that. It's done with a broad Norfolk accent. And don't drop your tweezers on your foot. Ow! That's probably gonna. Yeah, that's bleeding. Never mind. Ooh. You've got to bleed for your art on occasion. As I've said before, this is definitely not art what I do. It's not approaching it. I'm not good enough a modeller to call myself artistic or arty. And as I've said many a time in the past, I'm probably closer to autistic than artistic. And that isn't meant as a dig at autistic people, that's meant as a dig at me. Because yes, I am self-deprecating. Not self-defecating, you dirty Norm, I know what you're like. I don't do that. Unlike certain other nameless people. Anyway, so we're just giving the way I do it anyway. Just give the decals a quick dunk in the warm water. We'll keep that total one dry. Well, we'll try. If helps, we don't drop it in a puddle of water. Again, nice warm decal water. Just helps. Is all really. There's nothing spectacular to it. Oh, move my lunch plate out of the way. Oh no. You don't want to see my list of what I had down that I was voting for. Excuse me, on the live show. Assuming you watch the live show, ISM Friday nights 7:30 UK time. Get the plug in. What there is, what we do is we have a what you've been building. Just to show what you've been building. It's not a competition as such, but each of us on the live crew has a vote, and we vote for, I mean, again, not necessarily the best model. Yeah, there's a whole lot more to it than that. It's if someone has overcome big issues with the kit, or something's gone badly wrong, like they've used Future, now that's just as likely to win if someone's overcome adversity and produced a really nice build. That's as likely to win as someone who's produce something worthy of, I don't know, whatever the equivalent will be for a Nobel Prize for a model. It's not just cars. There's cars, planes, tanks, figures, boats, scratch built, randomness, robots, mechs, everything, and it all gets treated the same way. So if you don't post your work up on Dan's thread, then you're not going to have a chance to win it. And and the thread is both on the forum, if you don't do Facebook, and on the Facebook page. I think it's under the modelling chat section of the forum. And if you go on the Facebook page and just search for Dan Scattergood, the link will come up, or the post, I think that's the correct term, and just pop a picture and a description of what the kit is, what you've done, what paints and etc. you've used. Alright, you'll get the idea if you'll see other posts up there and just pretty much do what they've done. And yeah, if you want feedback on it, just say, you know, I'd like some feedback on this, I'm not quite sure, you know, and we'll give feedback. We won't just sit there and slate it, because we're not like that, despite what some other people say. Again, yes, that one's been rearing its ugly head again. People either telling flat out lies about ISM and the people in the hangouts, or just on it, or getting upset because we have these things called rules that are there for a reason, you know. It's just one of those things. Not a lot we can do about people being like that, but it's just some people just can't deal with sometimes being wrong, or not bothering to read rules, thinking they don't apply to them, or taking something that's been said completely out of context. As Paul said on the live show, if you hear something and you're not sure, ask one of us. You know? We'll tell you the truth. We're not going to BS or pull the wool over your eyes. We'll just tell it as it is. That's, in my book anyway, it's the only way to be. Be transparent, honest, open, welcoming, friendly. Unless you, I say, I try and be as nice and welcoming and friendly a person as I am, as I can be. No, well, it's obviously, it's life. Sometimes there are people you just don't click with, you just don't get on with. It's fair enough. It happens. But that's just the way of the world, I'm afraid. Oh, I forgot to dunk that one. Anyway, yeah, just a bit of a ramble. Anywho, just putting these last few decals in position. Where did that one go on the other side? Right about there-ish, that'll do. Forgot to put the micro set on under that one. Oh well. But yeah, it's just double check. about, so a bit further forward, about there. Is that coming up on the curve of the door? It is, so somewhere around there then. Yeah, it's I just fail to see why people get so worked up over this. It's a pastime, a hobby. If you don't like the way someone else is doing it, well, tough, really. If you don't like the way certain groups have certain rules, and I will be pretty honest here and say most of the groups have pretty much similar rules, or will end up with very similar rules. It's I mean, some people have been upset because the admin team, which I am a member for my sins, have been deleting posts lately. Well, basically we got sick of having to ask people to put information on the post. Now, they've spent hours upon hours working on something to the best of their ability, you know, building it, painting it, in some cases even like setting up a photo booth, getting out a proper camera, taking some really lovely photos. Then they get the hump when you ask them, say, well, yeah, what is it? You know, I might know it's an SU-122 because I know Russian armour. That doesn't mean everyone else is going to know it's a Trumpeter 135th SU-122. So, yeah. And that you've painted it with 4BO Russian green. Yeah. Why got all the effort of doing all the work, taking all the pictures, signing or whatever, putting the post up, but not actually telling anyone what the heck it is? It just doesn't make the slightest bit of sense to me. You can't expect everyone to know what every kit is. I mean, you know, me with planes, there's your best example. I ain't got a clue what most of them. Especially the American ones. You know, F-14, 15, what happened to the 16 and 17, I don't know. F-18, you know, they're big grey planes. It's, if that's what you like, then yeah, obviously you're going to know these kind of things, but I tend not to build them. It's just, but yeah, so no, it's not too much to ask, is it, to put those kind of basic details in the post. Yeah. For example, if I'm posting pictures of this up, it will say Tamiya 1/24th Calsonic Nissan Skyline. Out of the box, painted Tamiya TS44 blue, and various other UMP primers, Citadel and Vallejo paints for the details. Now it's going to take even the most ham-fisted of us a minute, maybe to type, minute and 30, maybe to type that. It takes you longer to get the bloody sprues out of the bags. It takes longer than that to clean up the flash on a Revel part. So yeah, I don't get it, but common sense isn't so common anymore, I don't think. So there we go, that's the last decal gone on. And so the first one is the micro set in the pen with the label 1 on it. Micro salt, then the one with 2 on it. And there's also some blue paint on that one now. I did give the shell a quick knockback after the second coat of paint. It didn't really need it. It was pretty darn smooth, if I do say so myself, but just to make sure. I don't think I may have forgotten to completely clean all the dust off, so that's why we're getting a bit of blue coming off with the setting solution. It's not the actual paint coming off, it's the sandings, as it were. Right, so there we go. Body all decaled. I'll hold it up. So that one across the vents on the bonnet is a 5-part decal, and I definitely wanted to do that one offline because I assumed there would be a lot of swearing involved, but trust me, it actually went down really easy. There's 3 parts on each of the louvers, so you've got 3 there, and then the cat and a nick on either end, separate parts. But I've got to say, this is a lovely kit. Gone together really well. So we'll pop that to one side, let the decals dry off. I'll have a look at the timer. We're at 22 minutes. What else is there we can do? He says, having just realised he's put it down to dry on top of the instructions. Dumbass. Okay, so what is there left? We have masking up the windows. Bum, bum, bum. And then the black around the side windows, and yep, so do you really need to see me sticking window masks on? I don't think so. Running around the black work with, I will use, basically I'll do it the same way Paul does. I'll run around it with some of the fine Azu tape. Yeah, maybe the 2mm, we might go a bit smaller if we need to get around any tight areas or corners. And then just to get the precise shape, and then some Tamiya 6 or 10 or whatever mil after that. Then whatever to protect the rest of the paint and decals. Although I will actually do that on the shell once it's been glossed. These window rubbers, they're not as shiny as the paintwork, so we'll get once all the decals are dried and sorted. Yeah, I'm going to paint that aluminium, not use that little stickery thing. Or I might try bare metal foiling it. How detailed is it? I reckon we can bare metal foil that. Yeah, that'll look better anyway. And again, that will be done after the clear's on. Just to keep it metallic rather than high gloss. But yeah, so I can mask the actual oh dear, mask the actual windows off and paint the edges of those, because they're not going to get glued in until after the clear's done. We can stick the headlamps in, and the main body, or the main front and side windows, just a little strip down the front to paint, and then the window wiper and the I don't know whether they're fake exhaust, actual exhaust or what, but you know, they're going in. And then after that it is just a case of putting the mirrors on, putting the front putting the body on, putting the mirrors on, putting the under tray on, putting the wing on, and sit back and admire. So yeah, what will we be doing next time? I'm thinking next time is probably going to be me putting some clear coat on the sucker. So yes, we'll look forward to that. Anyway, enjoy your modelling, have fun, don't listen to all the BS or everything that everyone tells you and believe it. Ask someone else. Make sure you got your facts straight. But enjoy, have fun, peace out, rock on, and bye bye.